It's Motivational Monday. And with that being said, I'm reading from 1 Samuel 28. And just to sum up verses 1 through 14, it's just so Samuel had died, and all of Israel, they were mourning and upset, or well, they were sad because of his death. And so Saul, he is greatly upset, and he gathered all of Israel after the death of Samuel, and they camped in Gilboa. And so Saul saw that the Philistine army was coming after them, so he called upon the Lord to see if he can help, if the Lord will help Saul out. However, previously, before, because Saul did not follow God's instruction, nor did he do what God had instructed him to do, he was not able to hear from God. So God had departed from him. God was his enemy at the time. And so at the time, he put away all Medians, and he put away Medians. And so he asked his people to go find a Median and where they will be located, and they said there is a woman in Endor. And so he went to her, he talked to her, and through her he was able to talk to Samuel and asked, so in 15 it says, Samuel said to Saul, why have you disturbed me by bringing me up? I am in great distress, Saul said. The Philistines are fighting against me, and God has departed from me. He no longer answers me either by prophet or by dreams. So I have called on you to tell me what to do. And in 16 it says, Samuel said, why do you consult me? Now the Lord has departed from you and became your enemy. The Lord has done what he predicted through me. The Lord has torn the kingdom out of your hands and given it to one of your neighbors, to David. And David at the time is rising. He fought against Goliath. And so David is a man after God's own heart. But Saul, the reason why God departed is because Saul stopped being obedient. So we got to be obedient to God, because we do not want the Lord to depart from us. We want to be able to hear God. So when Saul saw what the Philistines did, he became afraid in his heart. And so Saul, looking for answers as to why God was silent unto him, Saul was scared and tired of the life that he caused upon himself because he did not listen. So sometimes sometimes we can't hear from God, or we become so upset, we become so scared of what's going on and the chaos around. And my someone mentioned to me that chaos is the root of the consequences of your action. And so he was scared and tired of the life that he caused upon himself, that he went to a medium to talk to Samuel, who had died, right? And asking what did he do to deserve the life and the things that he was going through, not remembering that he stopped following God, not remembering that he stopped listening to God, not remembering that he was disobedient to God. So sometimes in life, we are struggling to figure out and to understand why things are happening, or why it seems like everything is so chaotic, is the consequences of our actions. And so we got to dig back through and figure out what is it that is caused us to not hear from God, what is blocking in our mind that we are not hearing from God. And so that he was upset with the news that he was given, so he was refusing to eat. And sometimes, I'll say with me, I had a eating disorder for a little bit, because I was so upset about the things I was going through that it made me sad, it made me depressed, it made me not want to eat anything, because of the actions I caused for that. And so he hadn't eaten anything all day and all night because of being scared. He became weak after that conversation, right? So he was losing motivation to continue moving forward because he already know what the outcome was going to be. And so the woman in verses 21 through 23, right? He wasn't listening to her because she was trying to give him some food to eat because he was becoming weak, but he didn't want to eat. That's the lack of losing motivation because of consequences that of your action, right? And so the men that was with him joined in with the lady to beg him to eat, to ask him to eat. And so since the women couldn't convince Saul to eat, his man joined in with her, convincing him to eat. And so with that, it takes community and unity to make a change. So in order to also make a change within the way things are going, you have to connect with community, you have to connect, right? So that so there can be unity and peace. And that's just a snippet of what I got from what the Lord had given me from First Samuel 28 chapter. You can read more. But I love you all, but God loves you more. Be blessed and stay positive.